Alright boys, listen up. eFootball 2026 mobile has been a blast so far. Most of the community is buzzing, people are enjoying the gameplay, new cards dropping, events looking good. Overall, Konami did a solid job this year. But there's one big problem. A problem so many players are complaining about, and honestly, I feel it too. Defending. Now hear me out. It doesn't matter who you're defending with. You could be on Harry Kane, Van Dijk, Maldini, even some high-rated defender. The game makes them feel heavy, like they're carrying bricks in their boots. And that's just painful, especially in tight matches. I know you've felt it too. That half-second delay, that sluggish reaction when you try to step in. It's like you already know what the opponent's going to do, but your defender just refuses to move quickly enough. And I'll be honest, it gets under my skin. Now here's the debate. A lot of players are saying matchup is nerfed. That's the problem. But my take, I don't fully agree with that. I think this was intentional by Konami. Why? Because tackling has finally been fixed. If you've been here since eFootball 2022, you know exactly what I'm talking about. Back then, tackling was broken, like completely useless. You press tackle and your defender just swings at air. I complained about this in so many videos. Tackling was painful and that's why everyone relied on matchup. But now, tackling in eFootball 2026 is actually solid. You time it well, you win the ball cleanly. And I think Konami made defending heavy on purpose, to force us to rely more on tackling instead of just holding matchup all game. And in theory, that sounds fine. Balance the mechanics, make tackling useful. But here's the problem. They overdid it. Players feel like they're running in mud. It doesn't matter if it's Van Dijk with 95 defensive awareness or some random striker defending at the back, the game makes them heavy. And that just kills the fun. Think about real football. Defenders don't suddenly turn into statues when they're marking someone. They still have agility, they still react. And if Konami kept tackling strong, but also made movement smoother, defending would feel amazing. Instead, right now, it just feels clunky. I'll give you an example. I was defending with Beckenbauer the other day, and I saw Eto'o running at me. Normally, I'd be confident, but my Beckenbauer felt so slow, so stiff, that by the time I positioned him, Samuel Eto'o was already gone. That's not realistic, and it makes defending way harder than it should be. And here's another issue. It doesn't matter what player stats are. High agility, high balance, good positioning, none of that saves you from this heavy feeling. That's why people are frustrated. It feels like skill and stats aren't rewarded in defense right now. Now, I get the logic. Konami wanted balance. They fixed tackling, so they didn't want defending to be overpowered. But in my opinion, making players heavy is the wrong way to balance the game. Instead, they could have just made tackling slightly riskier. Like if you mistime it, you get punished harder. That would have forced players to think before pressing tackle without making defenders feel sluggish. So here's my take. Defending in eFootball 2026 isn't broken, but it's definitely flawed. And unless Konami tweaks it, people will keep complaining. But let me ask you guys, what do you think? Is it just me being salty, or do you also feel defending is way too clunky right now? Drop your thoughts in the comments because I want to see how many of you agree. And let's be real, Konami does listen sometimes. If enough people complain, they might actually patch this. So if you're frustrated, say it loud. Alright, to wrap this up, checkmark tackling equals fixed. Defending movement, heavy, clunky, frustrating. Konami's logic makes sense, but the execution? Not it, Chief. So yeah, that's my rant. Hopefully, Konami listens. Until then, get ready to rage while defending. And boys, don't just sit there watching quietly like a ghost. Hit that subscribe button right now, or your defenders will stay heavy forever. Trust me, you don't want that curse. Peace out. I'll catch you in the next one.